Hi friends, welcome to WebChamp. So in this video, I'm going to discuss about the Outlook connectors in Power Automate. Okay, so in our day-to-day life, we are using Outlook, and we are performing some kind of task here. So like sending an email, or maybe reading a message, saving an attachment, even deleting email or sending a reply or forwarding an email. This kind of things we perform, right? Then in calendar, if you go, so you can create an event to schedule a meeting. And so like this mini operations, many kind of things we perform in Outlook. So let's say if you want to automate this, so this kind of task, whatever I'm going to speak, are used with the scheduled, not scheduled, okay, I can say automatic cloud flow. Okay, or we can say scheduled also. We can do perform the task, to run the flow using the manual also. Any of the type of flow is fine, but automatic flow is a good approach for this, because all these tasks are event based. When someone send me an email, meaning when I receive the email, I would like to reply. Though you will be offline, you will not be with your system, still you can perform what you want. And this is what nothing but automation, right? So in Outlook, we have two types of Outlooks. First one is Outlook for the business, that is Office 365, and another one is Outlook for personal. Here we will see with respect to Outlook for business. So if I click, okay, I already created a flow, and I'm just going to start adding the actions. So if I go here and if I search for the Outlook, so you can see first one is Office 365 Outlook. Another one is only Outlook.com. Outlook.com is nothing but your personal one, and this is your official. And all these Outlook 365 is the connector, but it has many actions to perform. So what kind of actions? You can assign a category to multiple emails. You can do that. Assign an Outlook category. Even you can perform the contact management. You can perform the event management. You can perform the email management, attachment management. Lots of things you can perform using the Power Automate with respect to Outlook. And we are going to see, okay, not which and every connector I'll discuss, but yes, the important ones definitely I will discuss in this video that we are going to perform in our day-to-day life. So here, if I go, let's say I have to send an email. What I can do, I can send an email, right? So I can search for the specific action, or you can go to the connectors, and here you can find Office 365 Outlook. Inside of this, you will be able to find something, send an email. Okay, I will do this. I'll pick this action. Here it is asking me to whom you want to send email. I'm going to send email myself. You can use the name of the person to whom you want to send the email. Right. I will say this is text action. Okay, something is not good. Okay, I'm typing. Okay, let me say notepad. And here I will say test action for email. or I can say Outlook automation. Right, this is what the subject. Here again I can type, okay, not sure what is doing, or maybe it is converting to some other language, looks like. But let me copy from here. Okay, so let's say this is an email for send email action in Outlook for business, right? So this is what my body. And if you want to add the attachment, you can go to the advanced parameters. You can select here if you want to add peoples in the CC. If you want to say from also send as, then if you want to add BCC, if you want to add attachment, if you want to add sensitivity, and if you want to add the reply to, right? So these many parameters you can add here. Now let me try sending the email. Let me say save and perform the action. Right. So action has been performed. Let's wait until the email hits my inbox. So this is what the email I just now received. Right. So first action we performed, send an email. I wanted to get the information about this email. Okay. So how I can obtain, meaning see any email. It's not like this is the only email. Whenever the email is received in my inbox, for the automation purpose, I may want to receive the information. How I can track that? So to do that, there is something called get email. Okay, there is something called V2 and V3. So this operation gets an email by ID. But here, if you come, this operation gets email from folder via Graph APIs. So let me pick this. Right, this is more dynamic for me. And by default, importance has attachment, so you can change this. Then folder, you can select Outlook folder. So by default, my folder is inbox. If you have created another folder, you will be able to select that. Then fetch only unread message. If you want to do, you can say yes. Otherwise, you can say no. Include attachment. If you want to include the attachment in the get email, you can say yes. And how many emails you want to unread emails, right? Because I selected here fetch only unread emails. So I will say 5. I don't have these many emails as unread. This is fine. So this is going to fetch the data. If you want to add, okay, something else for the filter, let's say from, I'm going to add from. Okay, so here, if I receive the email from this webcam, okay, then and then only I would like to get, otherwise I don't want to get. So let me, I already marked that email as a read, and let me run the flow. Okay, so we have ran the flow. Now here you will be able to see this is what the input we have given, and this is what the output we are getting, right? So we got the response successfully, that is fine. But inside the body value, there is nothing. But if I say I wanted to get the information. Okay. So the moment this operation gets performed, the email was not received in my, or it was not hit in my inbox. So what I can do is to get this information. Okay, to get this information, I can use delay. Okay, from a schedule connector, there is something called delay. I will say 10-second delay so that message should, or in our email should hit my inbox. And then only I will be able to get the details, right? So now let me run the flow. It will send email, but it will wait for 10 seconds. And meanwhile, the email is received in my inbox. And now it may gets the details. Okay. Now, earlier in value, there was nothing, but now you are able to see I have something called has attachment false, received date time. Okay. Then this is the ID, right? This is the message ID. Is read false, is HTML true, body, from statement to recipient, everything is fetched. Attachment is not there. And it is fetching the data for two emails, for two different emails, because I have 200 emails in my inbox from the webcam, right? So this is how you can get the data. Okay, once fine. So what I would like to do is I would like to reply. Now we got the information. The sooner you get the email, you will not be able to identify. Okay, so when you set your trigger, like when the new email is received, in that case, you did not use delay, but here I need to use, right? Then let's say I want to reply. I want to send a reply, right? So there is something called a reply to email. So find, okay, lots of things are there to find out the gate. Here there is something called reply to email, right? So I can say reply. And here I can give the message ID, okay, get emails from the one who has sent me an email. So here I need to give the message ID, not the from. From is just going to represent to whom you wants to reply, right? So I'm going to reply the one who has sent me the email. If you wants to add the BCC, okay, BCC, then subject, then importance, everything you can select, and accordingly you will be able to select the properties. So email subject, if you leave the empty, original subject will be there as it is. And I will say, okay, not sure what went bad, but let me write something. This is like, I can say for your thanks for your email. I will look and update. Okay, this is what just a random statement I picked to revert or to send a reply, right? So this will send a reply to all your emails. Now let's run. Right, whenever we receive the email. And let me run this. Okay, the email is sent. Now all the actions are performed. Now it is performing. See, it is sending 3 replies. Why? Because I have 3 emails as an unread. Okay, and you can see the reply. Both are here. This is an email, false send email action. This is what the original email. This is what the reply. everything is coming to my inbox only. But if you see here in sent item, so this is what the email triggered from. This is what the email triggered from my Outlook, right? So let's say I have 4 email IDs. These are in unread state. Okay. So what I want to do is, let's say I wanted to delete an email. I'm not, I don't need that email. Okay. I don't need an email that is received from someone. Unnecessarily, my inbox is getting full. So you can perform delete an email. Okay, I think we have more than one delete command. Let me see if that is more advanced. Looks like I feel that I saw, but let me see. Delete contact, delete event, delete email. Okay, only one command is there. And then ID. ID is something that you have to use. Okay, so delete I am going to use. It will reply and then delete. It will reply and then delete. But sooner it reply, obviously I need to add a delay, because again it will run for the 10 seconds, so that all the replies should hit my inbox, and then it should delete. And we are performing all these operations on the inbox folder. Okay, first of all, it will wait here for 10 seconds after sending an email. Email is sent. Now it will wait for 10 seconds, and then it will perform the rest of the operations. Again, here in the loop. Okay, this will take a time. Why, if you ask me, for each of the iteration, it will pause for 5 minutes. Sorry, pause for 5 seconds, 10 seconds. So total 50 seconds it will pause. Okay, so here I got an error. It is saying that resource not found for segment R. Okay, even I don't understand the meaning of this error. Okay, this is what the message ID, everything was here. Then why the details? Okay. Okay, fine. So delete action is not performed because here it is. Resources were not there. Okay, let me select all. Let me remove these two, and let me empty my inbox. Right. So here again, I'll select, and to trial to test, we need to do this. Select and remove. Now once again, okay, it is not finding that, because if I send a reply, okay, immediately, I think that is getting changed. That's why. Otherwise, it should have deleted the email. Okay. Then let me say edit. Okay. In the reply, what I will do is I will take this, and after that I will add. Right. After 10-second delay only, it should perform. And instead of current item, again, I should. Okay. The problem is I should have selected the message ID. I selected the current ID, current item. Current item was not good to perform this. But let's say, let me perform this delete outside of the loop. Again, it will create a loop, but still fine. So let me select this and save. So I want to, whatever the email I'll send to myself, I want to reply, and after reply, I want to delete that. Okay. So I will show you the things, how the things are going to work. Let me say test and run. My bad, I given the current item. Current item was not the message ID. So here you can see I received an email. Now it will send a reply. This loop is going to send a reply. Okay. The reply has been sent. You can see this is what the reply is sent. Again, I received this email and I wanted to delete this email after 10 seconds. Okay, it is waiting and the email has been deleted. Okay, right. So this is deleting the email, but then again it is getting like to web charm. I'm sending the email. Okay, the email sent just now itself, then it reverted on 5:50, and then again the inbox come. But it says the email has been deleted. What it deleted? Let me see the output. Okay, so request ID and multiple times I'm sending the email to myself. That's why maybe the email is returned. But the action performed successfully. Okay. So now this time I'm not going to send an email. Instead of this, what I will do is, okay, let me remove this send an email action. Then I don't need this action. And let me make this email as unread. Okay. And let me show you how the email is getting deleted. I don't want to reply even because I'm not sending the email. So nothing will be there. So sooner it gets the details about the unread email, it should delete that email. Okay. Even I can show you if I select here and if I make these emails also as a unread, these will be again getting deleted. Now let's run this. Okay. So first three emails it founds. Okay. And three of three are deleted. You can see the inbox is blank. Right. So the problem was earlier like email was deleted first and then again the next email received, then entire communication was come back. Right. So I shown you how to send an email, how to reply, how to delete. Even if you want to forward the email to someone, you will be able to do that. But in case if you have to forward the email, before that you need to send an email or you need to get an email in your inbox. So let me, okay, this is action for OneDrive. I should select for Outlook and send an email to myself so that I'm going to, okay, and let me say, okay, then the subject is like, okay, thanks, and I will say, okay, I'll just write a body like this. I wanted to forward this email. So how I can do, right? So here let me delete. We saw how to delete this. So let me delete these actions. And obviously, see, before forwarding, you need to have the message ID, right? And that this is what we will get from the get emails. Then I will say forward, forward an email v2 message ID, which email you would like to forward. So I will say message ID. To whom you would like to forward, I will say okay, so let me say pulse at the rate webchamp dot on microsoft.com. Okay, this is what the email ID I would like to use. Control Z, Control C, Control V. And original mailbox address or comment if you want to add, you can add. Let me say save. Okay, and let me run the flow. But here again, I'm sending the email, so I need a delay so that it will wait until the mail sent email hits in my box. So let me say count 10 seconds and then perform the rest of the things, because see there may be a multiple emails, those are unread in your inbox. So to perform same action for multiple emails, it is automatically picking up the for each based on the value we passed to this one, right? So here you can see this is what the email forwarded to this ID, right? So this is how email can be forwarded. So with respect to email, we saw different types of actions, right? Similarly, you will be able to perform. Now let me speak on the connectors only, so that I'll not kill the much time on this. See, everywhere the things are going to say. Okay. The way I get the details about the email, similarly, by using the get event, you will be able to get the information about the events. You will be able to get the information. Okay, V3 and even get mail tips for the mailbox, get rooms. Okay, so you need, meaning what kind of action you have to perform. If you know, you will be able to do. Even mark any email as a read and unread. You can use this action. Right. If you want to move the emails, you can move the emails. Okay, send email with options, you will be able to do that. Set up automatic replies, you will be able to do this. The out of office reply. If you want to set up, you can set up. If you want to update the event, you will be able to update the events also. Contact photo is something what you can do. When a new email arrive in shared mailbox. So if you want to something, this is what the action that is used to trigger and flow. Right. So like this, you can work with Outlook. Even you can work with contacts also. Create contact, create event, contact management, MCP server. So like this, many things, email management, MCP server. Right. So you can do whatever the action normally we are doing manually here in the Outlook. You can automate that using the Power Automate. So I can say, I hope you like the content of this video. Thank you so much for watching the video. Have a nice day. Do not forget to subscribe WebChamp and learn the technology easily. Thank you.